All right, thank you. A few thoughts tonight about Islamic radicals, radical Americans, and one Muslim who's trying to help his people here in Tampa Bay. This is my view. When the Pope here met with Muslim leaders a few weeks ago, he told them that Christianity and Islam must get together and reject violence. That was the message he was trying to get out when he incensed fundamentalist Muslims in the Middle East who staged violent protest here and burned churches after he quoted a Byzantine emperor who criticized Mohammed. Muslims make up a majority of the population in about 50 countries, from Africa to Indonesia. But the fact is, many of them have fled their homelands in droves to work, play, worship, and raise their families like normal people here in America. They are struggling, though, to convince the rest of us that they want nothing more than to be treated like everybody else, and not a terrorist. But Americans are on edge. The FBI says 99.9% of the world's Muslim population is peaceful. But radicals get the headlines because of their extremism. Here in the Bay Area, a Muslim group, the Council on Islamic-American Relations, and their spokesman, Ahmed Bedier, is trying to explain who Muslims are and who they aren't. He used to run a dental lab. He's been right in the thick of it now, explaining to police in Tampa that two Muslim USF students had no idea what they were doing when they got in a county school bus and rode it to school just to see the school. There they are. He's been working with law enforcement here and there, too, pointing out that there are hate crimes against Muslims who are becoming targets more and more just because they are Muslim, including a recent sniper attack on a mosque that took place in Florida that nearly killed a man, and a recent hate crime in Ybor City against two Arab Americans. And now there's a cabbie in Pinellas County who claims he was roughed up by an Indian Shores detective just because he is Muslim. Bedier's group recently gave what he said was their first check for $5,000 to the Catholic diocese here to help rebuild Catholic churches in the Middle East damaged by terrorist Muslims. What troubles us is the possibility of radical Islamic cells here, or radical Islamic sympathizers here, who act on their own. American Muslims are concerned about that, too, make no mistake. Bedier has been getting standing ovations when he takes his message to Catholics and interfaith groups in Tampa Bay, trying to explain that Islam is about peace, not terrorism. It is just as intolerable for Americans to prejudge Muslims or anybody else because of their race or religion as it is for radical Muslims on the other side of the world to declare war on America. And this week, 5 years after 9/11, a baseball player tragically shows us how easy it is to fly a small plane into a building in New York. While someone else was able to land a small plane unchallenged at MacDill Air Force Base. We do not know what to expect next. That's my view.